The characteristic voltage current of a lamp is represented in the figure 11. What is the power consumed by the lamp when it is under a voltage U equal 25 voltage?
Okay, so where do you find this power? Ryan, where do you find this power? As you see in this figure, this is the graph of the characteristic voltage current of a lamp. Is represented in figure 11. This is figure 11. So using the figure, we should find the power when it is under a voltage U equal 25 volts, the power consumed by the lamp. What's the power when the voltage is 25 volts, Yarayan?
Power equal
From the graph. So we start with part A. We say using the graph, when U equal 25 volts, then the power P equal how much? What do we do here on the graph here, Ryan? We go on the graph on the vertical axis, which is the axis of voltage. We locate 25 volts, which is here. Okay, Ryan?
yes.
This is 25 volts. We take from 25 volts what? A horizontal line that cuts the graph at a certain point. What do we do from this point?
ننزل خط لتحت.
Okay, we take a vertical line to the axis of power.
طب السيس تحت ايش بيشبه؟
Which is here. Here we have 100, 200, 300. What will be the power? If you are using a graph paper, it will give you exactly what is the power. Here, it is more than 300, sorry, the current. The current. So,
current.
when U equal 25 volts, then the current, I equal. So here is the current, as you see on the horizontal axis. It's the axis of current in milliampere, which is here about 333 milliampere. Okay, Ryan?
Yes.
Here it is about 333. So how do we continue to find the power? We have I equal 333 milliampere. The first thing, what we do?
It says بيقول لك هاني هنقبله.
No. Wait. Hani is not requesting. Hani is not requesting to join the meeting till now. Now he is requesting. Okay. So Rayan, what do we do now? The current is in milliampere.
Stairs.
Hani, what do you want to say?
بنحولها امبير يا استاذ.
I think Ryan is answering.
استاذ عم قولوا لي هلا انه كنت عم تعيط له. اجى
Ryan,
لعنا اجى لعنا
Ryan, over 1000 equal 0.333 ampere. Now we have the voltage and the current. How to calculate the power?
Power equal U times I.
Very good. Power equal U times
I
R equal
equal
25
25
volts times
0.333 ampere.
The answer will be 25 times 0.333 ampere equal 8.325
Watt.
Very good. 8.325 watts. This is part A. Now, part B. Part B.
أنا برجع بجاوب.
No. I'm choosing one of your friends. علي الخشن. Part B.
It carries a current of 400 mA.
Okay. So now we have the current. I'll change the color. We have the current which is 400 milliamperes. Okay. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400. Here is 400. What do we do, Ali?
Stays.
Okay, I'm here. Using the graph. Okay.
horizontal.
No. First, we start by a vertical here.
لك ايه ستيز مطلع 400 لفوق واعمل horizontal.
Okay, then horizontal.
ايه ستيز طلعت 45.
Good. So it is 45 for when the current. Now we say when I equal 400 milliampere, is U equal how much? 45 volts. Are you still with us, Ali?
شو يا ستيز؟
Are you still with us? What do you do with the current?
ستيز بنحولها لامبير يا ستيز.
How do you
بقسم على R.
Very good. Over 1000, which is equal to 0.4 amperes. Now we calculate the power. Continue, ya Ali. The power
times I.
P equal U times I equal. I'm listening. Ali. Continue, ya Ali. What's the value of U here?
45.
Ali Khashin. 45 volts times, continue asking,
times
0.4
0.4 ampere
0.4 ampere equal, the answer is
equal
18.
18 double.
Okay, the answer is 18 watts. This is exercise 21. Fatima Al-Faris.
Two resistors of resistance R1 equal 100 ohm and R2 equal 1000 ohm are connected in parallel across a generator that maintains across its terminal a constant voltage Q equal to 100 volt. Calculate the current I1 and I2 carried by each resistor.
Okay, so we have these two resistors, R1 100 ohms, R2 1000 ohms, are connected in parallel across a generator that maintains a constant voltage which is equal to 200 volts. UG means U of the generator, voltage of the generator. Calculate the currents I1 and I2 carried by each resistor. This is part A. Okay, Fatima.
I1 equal U over R1.
Okay, but first, let's identify the voltages across R1 and R2. How?
R equal according to the
because they're
uniqueness
connected in parallel, yes.
and parallel
Wait,
connection.
yeah, Ali, Fatima first is answering. So what do we say, Fatima? UG equal U1, which is the voltage across resistor 1, equal U2 equal
Law of uniqueness
200
200 volt.
volts, which is
Law
law
of uniqueness
of
voltage and
uniqueness
connection.
of voltage in parallel connections. Okay. Now we start with I1.
I1 equal U over R1.
U1 over R1, or U equal 200.
Equal 200 volts over 100 ohm.
100 ohms equal,
Equal 0.6 ampere.
but 200 over 100, 2 amperes. Okay, so I1 equal 2 amperes. Let's check if Shada is with us again. Shada. Shada. Hani Asad. Hani. Mahdi. Hadi. Lean. Sumar.
Yes.
Continue, Sumar.
I2 equal U2 over R2 equal
Continue, yalla.
equal 200 over 1000 equal
200 of 1000.
0.2.
0.2 amperes. Okay, thank you, Asumar. This was part A. Part B. Part B. Fatima Sabah.
Yes.
يلا. Part B. Read part B.
Calculate in two different methods the power consumed by each resistor.
Okay. So we should use two different methods, two different formulas in each resistor. We start with the resistor 1 and we name the power P1.
P1 equal R times I.
R1
times I1.
times I1 شبه
power 2
power 2.
Power 2.
I1 power 2. I'll put it in parentheses.
Equal
Wait,
200 ohm.
wait a minute. I'll put it in parentheses, I1. So P1 equal R1 times I1 squared. Equal
200 ohm.
100. 100 R1
100 ohm times
okay.
2 ampere power 2
times 2 power 2. 2 amperes power 2. Okay, 100 ohms times 2 amperes power 2. The answer will be
400.
2 squared is 4 times 100 is 400 equal 400 watt.
watt.
Okay. In another method, ya Fatima.
P equal U times I.
U1
times I1.
times I1. Okay, continue. U1 is how much?
200 voltage.
Volt.
Times 0.2 ampere.
Times I1.
2 ampere.
الثاني طالبين تفاضل
Equal 400 watts.
الثاني طالبين in two different forms.
Yes, read the question, yeah, as in part B. Hani. Hani. Rejoin again, يا هاني. هادي علاء الدين. هادي علاء الدين.
ايه استاذ معك.
يلا هادي. Hadi. Now P2 also. Yalla Hadi. Do you have an answer, ya Hadi?
No.
Like Fatima worked in P1, you should work P2. The same. Lean. Can you hear us, Lean? زينب علاء الدين. زينب علاء الدين. يلا P2 is زينب.
Calculate in two different
methods
the power consumed by each resistor.
Okay. Now Fatima had calculated P1 in two different methods. You should calculate P2 in two different methods.
Equal U2 times I2.
U2 times I2 equal 200 volts
200
times I2 is how much?
.2 ampere.
Equal
0.2.
Okay. 200 times 0.2 equal 40 watts, right?
Yes.
Right. And another method, yeah, Zainab. Mariam Al-Azwini.
P equal Ri squared.
P2 equals R2 is I2 squared. Okay,
Equal
Mariam?
1000 ohms. Yes, times the
Equal 1000.
times 0.2 ampere.
1000. Wait a minute. Times 1000 ohms times 0.2 ampere شبهها squared.
Power 2.
So equal, continue Mariam, 1000 ohms times
0.4.
0.04. 0.2 squared is 0.04.
Equal 40 watts.
40 watts. Okay, this was part B. طيب Asim, part C.
Yes. Compare the powers and interpret the result.
Part C. Okay. What do you say, Asim? First, let's compare. Then we interpret the results.
Okay, so عندنا P1 is greater than P2.
P1 equal 400.
400 ohms, watts. More than.
Greater than.
2
equal 40
to P2 equal
what?
40 watts.
This is the comparison. Now interpret the results.
زي ما نقلبهم يا أستاذ بس ما فهمتش كيف.
نقلبهم. Look, P1 and P1 400 watts. The resistance of R1 was 100 ohms and P2 is 40 watts. The resistance of R2 was 1000 watts. So what can you conclude here? As the resistance, this is how we interpret, as the resistance increases, what happens to the power?
Decrease.
Power decreases. And vice versa. Okay? Or we may say resistance and power. شو بنستعمل هون؟ What two words do we use? Are if a value increases when the other decreases, then two values are said to be what? Are said to be what? Are said to be what, يا عاصم?
Choices.
When a value increases, the other decreases, or vice versa. Then these two values are said to be inversely proportional.
Inversely proportional.
Inversely proportional. Okay. Now in exercise 23, the two resistors of exercise 22 are connected in series across the generator U equal 200 volts. So R1 equal 100 ohms and R2 equal 1000 ohms. They are both now connected in series, and we have U of the generator, the voltage of the generator is equal to 200 volts. Okay, so here we have R1 equal 100 ohms, R2 equal 1000 ohms, and UG generator equal 200 volts. Part A, calculate the resistance of the resistor equivalent to the two resistors. Part A, يعني R equivalent. يلا. What does it equal R equivalent here in this case? يا فاطمة شعشوع. فاطمة شعشوع. إسراء شعشوع. إسراء شعشوع.
أي أستاذ.
يلا إسراء اور فاطمة. إسراء. R equivalent equal what? The two resistors are connected in series. Fatima
R1 plus R2.
Very good. R1 plus R2 equals. Continue. 100
over
ohms
1000.
plus 1000 ohms.
1000 ohms
Plus
equal 1100 ohms. Let me put the ohm symbol. 100 ohms plus 1000 ohms equal 1100 ohms. And what do we say here? We say here grouping.
law of uniqueness.
No,
And
grouping
series group.
of resistors in
series.
series. This is part A. Part B. Part B. فاطمة شاشون. إسراء شاشون. مين جاوبني أول شيء، إسراء ولا فاطمة؟
إسراء.
طيب زهراء شاشون.
Reduce the current carried by each resistor and the voltage across each.
The current carried and the voltage across each. Okay. Now the current. Let's start with the current. They are connected in series. Law of current in
I
series.
total equal I1 equal I2.
Very good. Very good. Who answered? Ali Khushin?
على الخفيف.
Good, Ali. Zahra, can you continue? Fine. We say Ij, which is the current of the generator, is equal to Uj over R equivalent. And this is what? This is what? Ohm's?
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law. Continue with, please. We will solve it with each other. Then Ig equal 200. Please answer with me. Over R equivalent.
200 times 10 power 5.
1100.
Ig equal U generator over R equivalent, which is 1100 ohms. And now answer
0.18.
what?
0.18. 0.18.
0.18, I think 0.18 period. Amperes. Okay? So let me put the symbol of the ohm here. 0.18. Let me check on the calculator. 200.
0.18 bar, yes.
Okay, period. 18 period. So 200 over 1100 equals 0.18 period. And we put the bar over 18. Okay? Now, after we finish this, we say that Ig equal I1 equal I2 equal 0.18 period amperes. What is this?
Law of
uniqueness of
Law
current.
of uniqueness of current in series connections. Of uniqueness of current in series connection. Now here we calculated the current. How to calculate the voltage? Fatima Al-Faris. فاطمة الفارس. طلعت فاطمة الفارس؟ لا بعد. فاطمة الفارس. فاطمة الصبح. فاطمة الفارس.
اجت يا
U1
equal R1 times I1.
طيب R1 times I1. I'll accept from Ali because Fatima is not answering. So U1 equal R1 times I1, which is Ohm's law. and R1 is 100 ohms times I1
0.18.
0.18 period. Then we get 18.18 volts, and we put the period here on symbol, here the period, and here we get 18.18 period. Type. Now also U2 Qasim
equal R2 I2
times I2 equal
1000 ohms
It is 0.18
times
times
0.18.
1000 times
تطلع 180 يا ستيف
18
equal
Say
180
180
equal
18 period.
181 181.81 period. I think it will be like that. Period on. Okay, check the answer.
بس صارت 81.
هي 0. Look at the calculator.
اوكي خلاص
0.181818. Now you move the point 3 steps. We get 181.818181. Okay?
Yes, I understand.
So here volts. We have volts here. Now part C, calculating two different methods the electric power consumed by each resistor, the same as in part the previous question. Part C. First, yalla, who wants to answer? P1 equal U1
U times I
times
U1 times I1.
I1. U1 is how much?
200.
No, U1 18.18.
18.18 volts.
18 bar volts times I1
0.18.
period. 0.18 period كمان. The answer will be, let me put the bars, 18.18 and 0.18. The answer would be, قديش طلع معكم الجواب؟ Okay, give me the answer, please. The answer.
It is equal 3.2724.
3.305.
أستاذ عم طلع عندك غير عم.
No, أنا لأنه حطيت ال 1818 more than 4 times. Okay, فإذا the answer should be 3.306 if we want to round. Wow. Now P1 in a different method. What is the other method we use here to calculate P1?
RI.
U1 times R.
R1 times I1 watt squared
Power 2.
R squared.
equal R1 is 100 ohms
100 ohms times
times I1 is
0.18
0.18
كلها باور 2.
سيف طلعت معي 3.24.
It will give the same answer, which is 3.306 watts. P2, the same for P2. P2 equal U2 times I2.
Times I2 equal
U2 is how much? 181.
0.81
volts times I2. I2, where is I2? 0.18 كمان
0.18 يا ستيل.
0.18 period ampere. The answer, give me the answer. So we have 181.8181818181 times 0.18181818. I'm doing this to increase تكون دقيقين أكتر يعني. هتطلع 33.057 or 33.06, let's say. The answer is 33.06 watts. Command P2 on the other method, which is R2 times I2 squared equals R2 is 1000
times 0.18 or 2.
0.18 period squared. It will give the same answer as the above, 33.06 watts. Okay. What is in joule the amount of heat dissipated in each resistor during 10 minutes? Now, we are still in part C. Now we should calculate the energy. We have time now equal 10 minutes. We should calculate the energy in joules. So the time should be in
an hour, yes,
seconds.
Second.
Which is 600 seconds. 10 times 60 equals 600 seconds. Now E1 equal P1, right? Times T.
Yes. T1.
T1.
We have only one time, which is time 10 minutes, which is 10 minutes. P1 is 3.306 watts times 600 seconds. Give me the answer, please. And E2
still 1.821.
P2 times T equal 33.06. What?
1821.6.
The first one, 1.8.
1821.6
1.6 joules. And the second answer,
20
2 0
160
160.
Yes.
Pass.
Yes, yes.
Joules. Check your answers. Check your answers. This is everything today.